Free Japan Channel number 198. Today, Sunday, May 10th, 2026. The time is 9 a.m. Sunday morning. Hi friends, how are you? It's Sunday today, so at 9 a.m. the town, Yokohama, is very quiet. For that matter, on weekday at 9 o'clock, the sound of town comes here to my house ordinarily. But today, Sunday, very quiet morning. Today's topic is, what is eschatology? Have you ever heard of the word eschatology? This is a bit difficult word, but if you are interested in the Bible or theology or Christian deity, you should be familiar with this word, eschatology. This is a kind of finalism. Then what is finalism? You know, final, adjective, final, the last. And the finalism is the idea about the end. Idea about the end of individual, as well as the end of the country, and sometimes the end of humanity, or the end of the earth. This is eschatology. Can you get it? In fact, New Testament has the last chapter named Saint John's Apocalypse. Saint John's Apocalypse. This is the last chapter of the New Testament. And in this apocalypse, if you read this part, there comes a very cruel, brutal, and atrocity. These atrocity, brutality, cruelty are depicted in the New Testament at the last part, Apocalypse, Saint John's Apocalypse. And this calamity is sometimes called Armageddon or Armageddon. Perhaps you have heard of this word, Armageddon or Armageddon. This word means the last battle, huge battle, and many people die. And only devoted Christians can survive. And these devoted Christians can go to the heaven after this catastrophe. This is so incongruous for the Bible that many Christians or priests, Christian priests, become silent when it comes to this apocalypse. They talk as if there were no apocalypse in the New Testament, but there is this part, this brutal part. And today's topic, eschatology. The people who like eschatology or who talk about eschatology are kind of conspiratists. They often based on this apocalypse of New Testament. Perhaps you can realize that, the same people always talk about Armageddon. That's right. Armageddon theory and finalism and conspiracy all came from this apocalypse part. And not only now, But also in the history, this apocalypse was so frequently made use of, especially at the end of the century. Each century has the end, doesn't it? And at the end of that century, the relevant century, there came Armageddon theory or eschatology based on apocalypse. And many people believed that. And this prediction, this prophecy was off the point, didn't fall, didn't come. Never did Armageddon come to the human history. No. But every time the end of the century comes, people believed or have been believing in this eschatology or Armageddon theory. Looking back at the end of the 20th century, so 1997 or 1998, there were so many people who asserted that the end of the world is near. Didn't you remember that? The end of the world is near in 1997 or in 1998 or in 1999. And nothing happened. Nothing happened. At the end of 11th century, the Pope, Roman Pope, was Urban II. And this Pope asserted that Jerusalem should be recovered. And at the end of the century, then many people believed in this word of Urban II. The end of the world is near. We should go to Jerusalem. We have to bet. We means the Western Christians at that time. We have to bet our life, this life, to this travel to Jerusalem. And they went there, Jerusalem, killed so many Muslims, and opened the town, Jerusalem. Indiscriminately, the Christians at Jerusalem killed so many people, not only Muslims, but also Christians there. The crusade, this is a crusade. The crusade people were thinking that even though the people are Christians, it would be okay for them to kill them because anyway, the killed people can go to the heaven. Wow, horrible logic, horrible logic. But this was a crusade at that time. And at the very background of this crusade was eschatology. And this eschatology was based on apocalypse. Now, 2026, there are so many people in the world who believe in this apocalypse theory or conspiracy theory. Especially evangelicals, concretely speaking, in the United States, evangelicals and Christian Zionists are these people. I think that these religions which are disguised by Protestant are so pernicious because they make people believe in that finalism, eschatology. And this eschatology so often brings some destructive vandalism behind the ongoing war, namely Iran war. This eschatology appears once in a while. For me, this influence of apocalypse still exists even now.